Okay, welcome back. It's about 20 minutes gone past the top of the hour of 12 o'clock right here, my studio time. And you are still tuned to Eagles 102.3. Your radio experience you can always count on. First on the segment, we're keeping a conversation about ethics and value. The starting point to building lasting legacies. In every era, individuals and institutions aspire to leave a legacy, something that endures beyond their time and influence rather. Yet history, right, consistently teaches us that legacies built on shaky ethical grounds are untimely fleeting. True, lasting legacies are born not just from achievement rather, but from the ethical and moral values that underpin them. Now, I am not having this conversation alone. Join me on this first segment as we have this conversation about ethics and values, and I'm going to be doing this with Mr. Ogo Joseph from the Generation for Society Change. And just walking in majestically is Sultan Kamal as usual. Hi Ugo, how you doing?
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here, Holy Ray. It's good to see your face again.
It's so amazing to see you again too. I guess someone is gonna be jealous, but then I don't think I want to look at them. I won't look at them.
Forgive.
Okay, so welcome. Today is the midweek. Midweek already. It's Wednesday, and you can see that the week is fast running out. Hi, Kamal Sultan. How
Hello,
you
everyone.
doing?
Hello, Holire.
You're welcome.
Unlike you, I'm really happy to see you.
Yes.
You look so beautiful on
Thank
orange,
you. That
right?
is a cover up for me not to
No
say
cover
something.
up.
Good morning, Kamal.
Good morning.
That is because he doesn't want me to
Joseph.
mention something, and I promise I'm a good girl today, so I ain't gonna mention it. So don't worry about
No
it.
problem.
It's nice to have you run through. It's not easy.
Always a pleasure.
I guess it's traffic.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank
All
you.
right, so today we're having a conversation about ethics and values. How is it for you?
When we talk about ethics and values, it's
Yeah.
something that flies around very often. We see it everywhere. People talk about ethics, values, but then bringing it down to the barest minimum, understanding what ethics means. This ethics simply means the principle that governs a person's behavior, right? And it defines what they consider right, wrong, and just, good, fair, and all of that. So that's what we have as the meaning of ethics at one hand. And then when we talk about values, values are directly related to things that stands at the core of a person's belief system, right? And these things influences what they do, their actions or inactions, what they engage in, their goals and aspirations. So together, these form are responsible for most of what we have as the center of our conversations at the Generation for Societal Change, following the national core value, the seven national ethics that we mostly talk about here on radio. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Now let me turn to Sultan Kamal. Let's also get your own basic foundation as to the topic of discussion today.
All right. Thank you very much. Just as Joseph Ugo excellently laid the foundation, ethics are basically lineup of principles and creeds that we ought to live life as individuals. Well, values are what you instill basically in you and define you based on how you want to live life on the long run. Um, it's very important. This conversation today is basically talking about legacies that are lived as a result of living a life of strong ethics and values. And why is this very important? A lot of people want to have lasting legacies, but they are not ready to put in the work that will bring these legacies. Everybody you see want to be very successful at a lot of spheres, but are they willing to put in the hard work? It's just fascinating to see that a lot of people just want the end product, end result, without putting in
Effort.
that effort that
Yeah.
is required. So looking at us as Nigerians and the current dispensation of things, you'd see that leaders wish to be admired. Citizens want to be seen as some of the top class citizens all around the
That
world.
are successful.
Exactly. But are we doing what
needful.
it takes? That's basically it. That's what the bane of the conversation would be about. In fact, I mean, I'd like to say that it won't, before you see the rainbow, that is that beautiful thing, then the rain would have to fall and then make everywhere muddy. And rain is good, basically, because, I mean, it's not just about the rain stopping your process, whatever it is you intend to achieve, and all of that. For farmers, it won't just happen that your crops just grow overnight, right?
Yes.
Some things have to water it down, and such is this foundation, which is our ethics and values. It has to build on this, yeah, and basically would have the rainbow at the end of the day after the rain.
Definitely. I like the points where you say that some persons just want to be up there without going through the process. We just want to be seen, we want to be heard, but we don't want to follow the process. All right, so having looked at the foundation of ethics and values, I would like us to move straight to those conversations that surround ethics and values as far as Nigeria is concerned. You also mentioned that from the base. But Jen, in as much as ethics and value is concerned, why do you think ethics and values matters for legacy?
Okay, thank you very much. For legacy,
Yeah.
in fact, legacies are a product of what you have spent your life doing, right? And what you have spent your life doing is oftentimes related to what you have imbibed or inculcated in you.
Yeah.
Oftentimes people would say that with consistency and repetition, character is built. Habit, when you continuously do, then someone would define it as your character, right? Let's say, for instance, if you have one route that you follow every day to work, and before you pass, right, there's maybe an old woman who you maybe give some money, right?
Yeah.
The very day you do not pass that route, then it becomes a point of concern, because people expect you to do this thing in a certain way, right? People expect you to be who you have built yourself to be. Not to say there's a place for negative expectations, right? People always wanting you to do things how they want you to do it. But this one is built based on the character that you have forged, a habit that you have done consistently. Now, it's only so because you have laid this foundation of basically giving the lady some money. Now, in terms of ethics and values, holistically, this has to do with maybe disciplining yourself, being a person of strong integrity and moral principles, you doing everything the right way. Every day I show up to radio right on time, maybe moments before the radio, and I come and I don't use maybe foul words or languages, and I try to keep everything just right in track.
Yeah.
The day I alter or the day I falter, right, you people would question. But that's not just it. On the day I am not here anymore, maybe my life ends at the end of the day, right? I will be remembered for the things that I usually did.
Yes.
Right? And so that's the place for ethics and values in building a lasting legacy. There's actually no legacy if you do not have values, positive values, basically. You can have a bad legacy, right? And that may be because of the things that you did that were not right. But you can also have a good legacy if you build up on the things that are right and you did everything at a just cause.
Okay, so in essence, you're saying that it's very, very important that you are very intentional about what you want to do and how you want to do them to, create that long-lasting legacy. We have something to add up to that, Mr. Oko.
Thank you so much, Holy Ray, again. Like my brother and friend Kamal has, highlighted, everybody wants to be known for something good at the end of the day, applauded, respected, regardless of who they are, where they are, where they're from, what they are doing, you would agree that we believe so much in legacy, especially it's a culture. Aside it being a global concept, it's also a very cultural thing. What do you leave that would stand, that would outlive you when you are gone out of, when you're out of this place in the world today? So that is why people do most of the things they do, engage in the projects they engage in. People engage in philanthropy and a lot of other things. So ethics and value as a matter of legacy is directly connected to what determines how long what you've done would stay even when we are gone out of
that's
this
the
place.
sustainability.
Thank you very much. Yes, the sustainability of what you've done. So it's basically we are trying to say that if you do not build the habit, have the right ethics, have the right values, whatever you do will leave as almost immediately after you're gone, right? So we are trying to say that there's this saying that watch your thoughts because they become your habit, over time. And this is exactly what we are trying to say. That thing you are doing, how your honesty in your place of work, the way you respect people, the way you do the right thing you do, your obedience to rules, laws, and all of that, how does it speak when you are not in the room? Away from even when we leave this world, and even here on earth, when you live and work in a particular space, when you are known in a particular neighborhood for a certain thing, for the right things, this person is known to be very respectful, this person is known to be very to be a very good citizen and contributes to the development of this country or the country or the establishment where they belong. When you are out of that space, you will leave a mark that already would speak. Once your name is mentioned, it will be remembered for good. So this is basically what we are trying to say, that forming the right ethics and values would help promote the kind of legacy you leave even while you are on earth, and this legacy would continue even when we leave this world.
All right, I like it when you say we're doing what you're doing the right way. We'll definitely leave a sustainable legacy when you are no more available or visible or whatever. I don't like that word gone.
But it's our harsh reality.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. No, we can just change that from happening. Okay, you're still listening to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Let's go on a quick breather, and when we come back, we will keep up the conversation. Stay tuned. Holy Ray is right here.
Hello, Nigeria. Hello, Africa. Do you want to work in the healthcare sector? Do you want to be a trained, certified nursing assistant, medical assistant, or caregiver? If yes, then register to enroll for Push Africa's 1-year diploma in certified nursing assistance training happening at the African University College of Science and Technology, Abuja. Targeted trainees are unemployed graduates, O-level or ordinary diploma graduates, or anyone interested in working as a support worker in the healthcare sector. For details, log on to www.pushafrica.org or WhatsApp 080-339-42015, 080-339-42015. For registration, pick up application form at our partner radio stations or visit the reception at the African University of Science and Technology, Abuja.
Things they happen for our community,
Now I can recoup back all the money I have spent on this annoying family.
That woman own don't finish.
My dear, let's go and greet them, okay?
Hey! Join Media Coalition and Awareness to hold trafficking, MICAS, on I Wish I Knew radio drama and program every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Join us to kick human trafficking out of our society. I Wish I Knew radio drama and program is brought to you by MICAS and funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark.
Please listen to this announcement. A prestigious spa and salon needs the following: a therapist, a nail technician, and a hair stylist. Interested applicants should send their CV via WhatsApp to 081 579 17278. That is 081 579 17278. Thank you.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Welcome back. It's still Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Holy Ray is in the studio, joined by Sultan Kamal and Mr. Ogo Joseph. I don't know why I love to always forget your surname, but today I try, right?
Yeah.
All right. And these are my guests from Generation for Societal Change. And in case you're just joining us, we are having a conversation on this first segment about ethics and value. And that is what we've been talking about. And we've talked about the why ethics and value matter for legacy, leaving legacy behind. And at this point, I would like us to dive to the next conversation, which is building a legacy with ethics and value. And as usual, I would like to start with Sultan Kamal.
All right, thank you very much. Just to give like a little preamble before delving into the legacy with ethics and values.
Yes.
I would like to say that, because it was something I had in mind while we went on break, right?
Okay.
I'd like to say that these legacies that you pursue is actually more sustainable, right?
Okay.
And more productive for you as a human when you pursue them rightly. A lot of people get into offices, siphon funds, try to ensure that the future of the upcoming generation is safe. If you do not do the right things, then you're already mirroring what your children would do when they get up there.
Okay.
And a life without ethics and values is a life ill-lived. And when they get to those positions, what they would meet is frustration. Because at the end of the day, people will remember their parents for the negative things that their parents did, right? And it would also it will rub on them somehow. And then at the end of the day, the money would mean nothing to them. But you see what a good name would do for you. The children of Nelson Mandela would never be forgotten anywhere around the world.
At all.
I'm sure once they go anywhere, they will be remembered for what their fathers did at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so it's an inspiration for the future generation, because everybody now tries to mirror what Nelson Mandela did, the likes of Martin Luther King in years and years, but their name still remains strong in history. Now, to build such legacy where ethics and values is core, one thing that you have to do is have self-reflections, right? On your own, understand what your personal values are, and ensure that it aligns to your goals and your actions. What that is you have to have that honest conversation. You know, that midnight conversation where you wake yourself at night and have this honest reflection of yourself and say, "Oh, more this thing I did."
Like, did I do it well? Actually,
Yeah,
I do that a lot sometimes.
Exactly.
If I had a conversation with Kamal, I would think maybe that's why he's talking about it.
So, in all honesty, wake yourself up at night. Those darkest moments are the most honest moments. Talk to yourself, have a reflection of your life that you've lived, have a reflection of your future, where you want to be, and think of the positive values that you have to inculcate in order to get
it right.
Yeah, get it right. Get your result at the end of the day. So those self-reflections try to put you up in a template, a very positive template, because I used to say that what you did not have prior meditation about, what you do not have prior introspective about, is left to happen by chance. But once you have those reflections, you already have an idea of how you should behave when you're confronted with with a situation
like that. Yeah, talking about that, right? You know, when you talked about inculcating personal reflection, that goes a long way for me, because a lot of persons really do not know that moment where you ask yourself question, you understand, you'll be like, Holy Ray, what did I even do to self? How did I even get here? Okay, now there was one thing in my mind. I thought of it. I actually think of it loud, and then I had to go post it, which is, I feel like we come from this background of African parents who really don't bother us about their upkeep, and it takes nothing but little to you know, to make them happy, and they appreciate that. But then I thought of it and I said, a lot of us kids who are grown now tend to take advantage of our family, our parents' simplicity by not doing the needful just because they are not asking. So we forget that as kids, we don't need to wait for them to ask. We need to know that it's our responsibilities, even though they left nothing for us. There was nothing legacy when you say you're born with silver spoon. They don't born us with silver spoon, especially me. They don't born me with silver spoon though. You understand? So it's practically like you have to struggle your way up by yourself. Now that hadn't no advanced technologies like we do, you know, to aid them, you know, achieving some of the strides like we are doing right now. But then, and I thought of that, I said, but wait, so what can I now do to make sure that I do my part as a child of this man and this woman? As a good child of my dad and my mom, I said, okay, the least I can do is just remember them no matter how small. So that when, by the time they're with her, because definitely their time is going to expire. They will expire soon. So they will still be saying, oh, God bless this my child. That's what a lot of us don't know. But then, God bless you, Kamal, for saying that. So we need to think loud, okay? What are you feeling like now?
No, I mean, you just said God bless me. And who am I not to be humbled?
Okay.
And accept the prayers.
Yes, no, absolutely. God bless you. And of course, coming from where you come from, you're from the Society for Generational Change, Generation for Society Change. Definitely a lot is going to be changed by your continuous sensitization and these amazing topics we talk about every week right here on radio. All right, so if you're on the other side of the mic and you want to join our conversation, you like and love what we're talking about, you want to trip in your thought, feel free to do so. One Nigeria, one people, one love. 09073530044 or 09087668888. And don't forget that you can also reach us via the WhatsApp number on 09097 054450. That is 09097 054450. And if you're joining us via the social media platforms where we are streaming live, Facebook and YouTube, and I am also streaming on TikTok, you can also drop your contribution and your thoughts about what we are having a conversation about on the social media platforms, and definitely I will take it up from there. And please feel free, go there and join this conversation. Now, still talking about building legacy with ethics and value. I need to get your own thought as usual.
Thank you again, opportunity. In addition to what Kamal already talked about, when he mentioned self-assessment and reflection, I think there is another thing we also need to put in context. Is while building a legacy with ethics and value is building a system of courage, build courage, because it is very difficult to swim against the tide, when the society you live in already believes that this is what this is what goes, this is how it goes, this is how it that's all they do. Everybody says that's all they do, and that is how we've allowed the wrong things that gradually seeped into our lives, into our way of living,
and take a seat. They didn't even sit down.
And then they stay exactly. So it takes.
And then you now say it's my habit.
And then so it takes courage for you to step into an office. I'm going to use the government office settings, right? Because it directly affects the lives and the policies and the realities of the ordinary Nigerian. No, you step into an establishment, a government establishment, where certain just go and people show up as when they feel like it. People do, you have loads of stack of files yet to be attended to, and then you are wondering, why aren't you doing this? You have targets, you don't meet these targets, and you don't know, people don't know what those inactions, the effect
Yeah.
it is having in the society. And so when you step in and you want to change that system, you will meet oppositions. You will meet people who will be like, what is this? This is not how we do it. Why are you doing too much? You are doing too much.
Absolutely.
This, so many things will be said about you. So so you'll be met with a lot of resistance. And this is like a call to tell you that development doesn't just happen if you do not meet resistance. If everybody applauds what you do, if everybody is pleased with what you do, then you are not doing something
You're not doing
right.
anything, yeah.
So you have to gird yourself up, right, with courage, and know that yes, I will meet people who will oppose what I'm doing, people who will stand against the right thing because they've gotten so comfortable doing the wrong thing, and these things have hampered development. These things have been responsible for some. These are it takes one thing, right? Ray, for instance, there's something that somebody was meant to, maybe a file that somebody was meant to review, all right, let's say some kind of allocation of funds and something in that regard, and it was not done or duly done, and then somebody signs off taxpayers' money into something that they've not vetted, something I'm
Yes, it's just an instance.
Thank you. Calls for me. Now, in a situation like that, right,
Yes.
money has gone because somebody did not sit down to do their job, do their due diligence on a file that was sent to them.
Yes.
The ordinary Nigerian in the street pays the price, right? So it just affects everything. So that one person did not do what they are meant to do within the four walls of the office with AC and lights and everything. Another person out in the rain, out in the sun, is bearing the brunt of it. So until we begin to know that when we don't do what we are meant to do, when
Someone
we don't do the
else
right thing, exactly, other people bear the brunt of
suffer
it.
for it.
And so it's I don't know if people, how people believe in karma and whatever belief system you have, but the thing is, how do you live with yourself knowing that you are responsible
for what this person is going through?
Hospitals.
So it's more like you are living comfortable at the expense of another.
Exactly.
And you know very, very well. Now, sorry for cutting you, right? I've got a real life experience to this aspect you're talking about now. I bought something that I'm not used to, like it's unlike me, I don't eat it, but then I was like, okay, I was going to be in the office all through, so I needed to eat something. It is called okpa. I bought okpa. My brother, if I tell you that I almost did not get myself until I saw myself at the hospital 2 days after. I was really, really down in health. I was puking, I was throwing up, I everything. I was so weak, only for the doctor to say, what did you it's like you react to food poisoning. I said yes. He said, what was the last thing you ate? I said, the only thing I've eaten since morning is this thing. And the doctor, for a medical doctor to tell me, we've had cases of people who consume the same okpa. As a matter of fact, sorry for saying, one person did not survive it.
Sad.
This is what we are talking about now. At the expense of our own survival and living, she had to go and mix all sort of things that is not supposed to be inside that okpa. It was from then I got to know that okpa, it takes the grace of God to have a pure okpa.
Yeah.
They use a lot of things now. I don't want to mention them on radio, but if it's for your own good. That is why I'm saying this, openly here. So I didn't know flour that is meant to do something else is added to okpa. This one, all those kind of things, I don't want to mention them, but that was what happened to me. So I totally agree with you. Yeah, because she need to survive. She need money.
Jump in because a lot of the times we are quick to point out at the fault of the leaders.
Right.
But not only we are leaders, our leader of one belly.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people buy okpa sometimes?
Exactly. So
Some will carry it like this before afternoon, every basin, everything is empty.
Purity, hygiene, nutrition. It's for the person by what he ingests in.
Exactly.
So we are cross examples with doing fair. That's why I like the government. It's government people
Yeah.
with that, right? And one very saying by I think J.F. Kennedy says that I think he's the one, where it is it's not about what your country does for you, but what you do for your country when you go to define patriotism.
Yeah.
And all honest, this is a country is not by the end of the leader,
or
also the citizens at the end of the day. Imagine someone even losing his
I'm telling you, to consume.
So only to fair what it is you do, you bestow trust, bestow the things. You also have a legacy. If you're back, for instance, your akara or your kun, something people return. This is you live your life. People patronize you, make more return. Because of your strong moral principles and values, ensuring that pretty form is met, hygiene is met, all of these are met, and then in turn people are nourished as they patronize you, right? We will remember you for that, and then at the end of the day, if you're not here, people remember you for the good you did. For it's not about only the gate you stand to, but all the guiding lives. They gain as of the trust that they have built.
But sometimes why so Kamal, imagine those people that sell commodities and all this consumable stuff for money. It's what this at all. Because I am not saying it. I just run a restaurant. It's the same way I cook in my house that me and my staff cook in a restaurant. I must make sure these things are washed properly, salt. But sometimes you use that once you salt on the green or looking beautiful veggies, green, you see this insect coming out of it. It's so difficult for people to consume in public.
All honest people are not true themselves.
Sure.
People consume this. Let me just say a story and then maybe I'll Joseph this thought. I was after jogging one of these days. I was passing a bridge, and then I saw this lady washing containers, these refillable containers of water. I was very sure that
it's for refilling of all those kunu, all those things.
Now, in that same water, I saw bikemen washing their bikes. I saw people taking their baths. And that place was, there was like a dump site very close to it. Now, we weren't there to see. And I'm sure when she makes her kunu at home, she will use cups to take it.
And take it.
Right? But
and then the same cup.
Exactly. At the end of the day.
Please, we don't have time, Sultan. If you want to think about the things we do every day in life just because we want to make money, I bet you, my brother, the only thing you would do outside is maybe take your bath in a public place.
In all honesty.
But because you don't feel safe eating even vegetables, even fruits, you have to be... you have to wash it properly. Anyway, let me get your final thought because we don't have much time.
Bringing everything back to what we can relate to, using the the local person that sells a local breadfruit mixture of food or any kind of food that people eat or edibles, right? Sometimes we know there is the reason why people do what they do. There is a reason why people do what they do, right? Let's not be ignorant about it. Sometimes people have to maybe augment maybe a mudu or a kilogram of flour with the regular flour or with something just so that they can augment sales and all of that. And most of these persons do not have are not educated, in medical sciences to know, if I use this color thing or I use this particular thing, this thing is injurious to human health. This mixture could be. So there is that part, right? Like it takes. I'm just going to tie it, back to courage. It takes courage for you to say, oh, people are doing this. People are adding colors. People are adding additives, preservatives, things that if it gets out there, nobody will want to buy to what they are selling. It takes courage for you to say, I am not going to do that in my own business. For instance, I'm not going to add that in my okpa, or I'm not going to add that in my kunu. I'm going to do mine in the right, hygienic form and all of that. The difference, I'm trying to say something. It may not be popular what you are doing in that moment. You may not make as much quantity, right, as others may be making. But watch it. When people buy what you make or the one you sell, they will show.
Okay.
It will show the quality when they ingest what you've sold to. If it is 10 that you made, people would rather leave the people who are selling 100 or 50 to buy from that your 10, and there is trust, and then you have satisfied your conscience, and then you don't have unknown curses in your hands, for things that other people are doing. But basically, it's a decision, and stand by it, not because it is convenient, but because we want something that would live and outlive us in our journey through this world.
Thank you so much, Sugar. Kamal, any final thoughts?
Yeah, final thought is ethics and values are not an optional addition. They are actually things we must do. And we must always remember that a world that we create is a world our children cannot escape.
That's a good one. Very concise and straight to the point. Okay, so we don't have much time, and that is how we wrap up this conversation today. In case you're just joining me, I've been having this discussion right here in the studio about ethics and values, and we've been doing this with Ugo Joseph and Sultan Kamal from Generation for Societal Change. And today we look at various areas and angles of ethics and values, looking at the foundation of ethics and values, and two, why ethics and value matter for legacy. That is to say, you need to do something that you will be remembered for. I'm building a legacy with ethics and value. We looked at all of that. Now, legacies are not just defined solely by what we build, but by how we build it. Ethics and values are not optional add-ons. They are the starting point and continuous guide. By committing to these principles, we lay the groundwork for legacy that will not just survive but flourish, standing at a testament to our character long after we are gone. That way, you will not just be gone and some people are celebrating, oh, thank God this person is gone. But we thank God. Yeah, but whatever.
I left the group chat.
Yes.
I left as well, please.
Yes, but in all, whatever you are doing, just know that you've got to be very sincere to yourself, very, intentional about what you're doing, knowing fully well that if you do it right, people will celebrate you, and if you do it wrong, some other person is definitely going to bear the brunt of that. So to curb this whole issue, you've got to be a good citizen and make sure that you lead by example. And that is why I get to draw the curtain. Thank you so much, Sultan Kamal.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you, Ugo Joseph.
Thank you.